In this video market update, I'm going to show you exactly where the best buyers markets are in the Lower Mainland, the best sellers markets, as well as where prices have dropped the most. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you the best opportunities, the best locations to upsize from a townhome to a detached home. So let's get to it. My name is Mark Parsons with eXp Realty, a realtor here in the Lower Mainland, providing the best information for buyers, sellers, and investors to make sure you're making educated decisions on your next move. If you get any value from this video or from this channel, make sure to give a thumbs up, tap that subscribe button, and all of the information that I'm providing in this video is from the Real Estate Market Watch stats that I update monthly. You can find the link in the description there. If you're watching this video a month or two after it's been produced, those stats will be updated every single month, so you'll be able to get the accurate information that I'm pulling the data from to give you the value out of this business. So let's get into it. Give you a breakdown or a bird's eye view on how I come up with the conclusions that I'm giving in this video. I pull it all from the Real Estate Market Watch stats that you can get in the link below. What I've done is taken the 23 cities across the Lower Mainland, broken them down into 3 markets each, based on property type, from detached homes to townhomes and condos, for a total of 69 markets that were analyzed. Looking back at the most recent data, which is December, what we see is that 50% of the markets were in sellers markets, 15% were in buyers market, and 35% of the markets were actually in what we would call a balanced market. Now, the real estate market is shifting, and the perspective is that they're all buyers markets, which is really far from the case. But even in Vancouver, I should say, in Vancouver, typically when we're in a balanced market, it will really feel as if you are in a buyer's market, or that's at least how sellers have been in my experience, because they've been conditioned for so long of being in very, very hot markets. But if we were to look at it that way, we've got 50% of the markets in sellers markets, 50% in balanced or buyers markets. So let's start with the best buyers markets across the Lower Mainland. Now, these are legitimate buyers markets. I'm not talking balanced markets that feel like buyers market. I am talking about markets that have 8 to 12 months of inventory on the market for the sellers in these markets. But it feels like the market has stopped and buyers have the absolute leverage when it comes to negotiating the best price. We've got Vancouver for detached homes and townhomes. We've got Vancouver West also for detached homes and townhomes. Then we have West Vancouver, which it's detached homes and condos in the buyer's market. And then we have Richmond, Mission, and Chilliwack for detached homes. Now, how do I look at that overall? Well, what I'm seeing is that we've got the high-end markets, which makes sense. The most pricey markets in the Lower Mainland are having the least activity in a time like this, where buyers are on the sideline, and this is normal and expected. And then the other markets that are feeling it the most are actually on the lower and most affordable end, but these are the markets that had the wildest fluctuation on the upside. So those ones are also feeling it, because when the tide goes out, or when the heat comes off the market, all of a sudden people start thinking about how much they've been paying to get a home in Chilliwack when they, let's say, could look at a home in Maple Ridge. Or it's happening in Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows too. What we saw was Maple Ridge and Pitt Meadows getting very close to, let's say, the price of or even Surrey getting close to the price of the likes of Coquitlam, where they're separated from a bridge and time. And when that happens, when it cools off, what happens is Coquitlam prices have dropped as well, but not nearly as much as these others. We're starting to see the normalization coming back to the market, where in Vancouver, it's always going to be, price gets lower as you cross bridges, as you get further away from the CBD, the central business district, and that commute, that time to travel. Now, in the future, maybe with more people working at home, this will have less of an impact, but for now it remains the same, that proximity to the downtown core is how the values go down as you get farther away, and crossing those bridges is always an actual gap in pricing that had been closed to an abnormal level, and we're starting to see come back. So some of the ones with the wildest fluctuations up are now the ones that are entering in or toward those buyers markets. Now, I just named 5 markets, but there's many others that are close to those. Just look in the real estate market watch stats and you'll be able to see it all. Next, we have the best sellers markets in the Lower Mainland, which we have Cloverdale condos, North Van condos, Pitt Meadows condos and townhomes, and Port Coquitlam condos. If you are selling in this market and you're hearing that the market has slowed down, you won't even be able to compute it because these markets are actually still hot. I do gotta say, guys, that we have to look deeper if you want to know exactly what's going on for your area and your property type. For instance, if we look at Coquitlam detached homes are in a balanced market, but yet if you dive closer into the numbers and look by price point, anything that is listed under $1,750,000 below that for detached homes, that price band is actually very much in a strong seller's market. So if you're actually thinking of buying or selling, you also want to look deeper than what I'm going into here right now. But you can click below in the link there to book a call with me and we can dive into exactly what your area looks like. But those are the top sellers markets. Now let's get into the biggest price drops across the Lower Mainland. Now, all of these are detached homes. For obvious reason, detached homes are priced higher, so their price drops have been larger when we're talking in real dollars. But all you have to do if you want to know the price drops across any city, any property type, townhomes, condos, just download the real estate market watch stats, link in the description, and you'll have all those numbers. But these are the biggest price drops that we've seen. In Cloverdale, detached homes are down $477,000, Abbotsford $456,000 from peak prices, Mission $437,000, North Delta $397,000, Surrey $389,000. Prices are down for detached homes from peak prices. Pitt Meadows $373,000, Maple Ridge $317,000. The list goes on and on, guys. If you're looking to purchase in another area and want to see how far prices are down from peak prices, just download the real estate market watch stats. But this is what we're looking at when the opportunities are out there. If you're looking for them, finding the right property in the right place for the right price. And we're hearing a lot of buyers that are saying we're waiting on the sideline to see what happens. The reality is that the lion's share of the price drops have already happened. You can hear it just from the numbers that I was just quoting. They're probably blowing your mind. Timing the market to get the absolute bottom is often how people miss the opportunities. Right now, there's no question that we've seen the lion's share of the price drops for many markets. The markets that went up the wildest are the markets that have come down the strongest, and that's what we're seeing. And now let's get into the biggest opportunities on the market right now to upsize from a townhome to a detached home. Now, what I'm looking at here is the price gap at peak prices and the price gap now. We've seen prices go down across the board for detached homes, condos, and townhomes, but they haven't gone down at the same pace. So what we're seeing is some areas have had detached homes drop way more than the townhomes, and the price gap has narrowed, giving that opportunity for those who have been thinking of upsizing to a detached home to catch the opportunity where it's going to cost them a lot less. Just like I spoke on the market normalizing itself from distance from the CBD, the Central Business District, or downtown Vancouver, where Surrey homes were similar to Coquitlam or Pitt Meadow homes were similar to Coquitlam, and now we're seeing that normalize. The same thing will happen between townhomes and detached homes and condos and townhomes. So when the market is pulling back like this, what it's doing is finding ways to normalize everything that was lost in the craziness of the previous market. So what we're going through here now, the number one locations to upsize from a townhome to a detached home, Abbotsford is number one, where the price gap has narrowed by $318,000. So we're at peak prices, detached homes were here and townhomes were there. Now, as we come back later, the price gap has narrowed by $318,000, meaning the person who sells their townhome and goes to buy a detached home, it's going to cost them $318,000 less on average to make that jump. In Mission, it's $314,000 that the price gap has narrowed. In Cloverdale, $299,000. The price gap has narrowed between detached homes and townhomes. townhomes, Langley $269,000, and Pitt Meadows $258,000. It will cost you less to make that same jump from a townhome to a detached home. Now, if you are looking to make that same move in another area, just download the Real Estate Market Watch Stats and it will show you exactly how far that price gap has narrowed for every market between condos and townhomes and detached homes, so that you can see with your own eyes where the opportunity lies. And there you have it, guys. That's all for this month's market update. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. You can comment below. I respond to 100% of my YouTube comments. If you'd like to book a call with me and talk more about your area, your property type, the move you're thinking of making, in the description below, you can hit the link, book a call live on my calendar. And other than that, if you've gotten any value from this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next video.